Hi, Karen with you today. Thank you so much for joining me. I have a scrapbook layout for Cut to Your Design team, and today's layout I am featuring the Brick Builder Boy cut file, and you'll see where I'm going with this in just a moment. But I wanted to show you I've got a relatively heavy mixed media for this particular one, but it is a really simple way of getting lots of dimension and lots of color on the page. And I am just using a stencil and some color paste. Unfortunately, I can't tell you where the stencil is from. I don't have it in its packaging anymore. It's just sitting in my stash. So I'm not sure where I got this one from. But I can tell you about this paste that I'm smushing through there at the moment. And that is from Be Arty Color Blast. It's called their color paste, and the color is emerald. It's such a beautiful bluey green sea sort of color. It is just stunning. And this color paste is beautiful to go over stencils. It's smooth. It has a really lovely feel and texture as well. And I have just gone for, I'm sort of working my way around the layout. So at the very top and a little bit down to the right hand side. And my plan is that cut file and my photos will nestle in where some of that white space is. So what I'm doing here with the Distress Oxide is just using the packaging technique. The Distress Oxide I'm using there is my favorite one of color of theirs is Faded Jeans. It is the most gorgeous blue color. It is so lovely. I didn't water that down. I wanted to get the sky to start looking a little bit deeper than just having those sort of emerald green around the page. So I've left it at that really strong blue color and just popped that on some packaging and smushed it around the page. To add a little bit more to make it start to feel a little bit more like a galaxy, I wanted to add a little bit of shimmer to the page. So I grabbed out my Nuvo embellishment mousse. Now, I can't say this is my most favourite thing to ever use. I really don't like how it's got the title of a mousse, but it's rock hard, unless it's, I don't know. All of them come like that, so I'm assuming that's how it is. This is in the colour Platinum. And it does make the loveliest shimmer though. So I persevere and I grabbed out some of that Nuvo mousse and watered it down just slightly and then splattered it around the page. It's a little hard to see actually on the recording and even in the photos, but in real life it gives a really lovely glimmer on the page. It really did start to turn it into that galaxy that I was looking for there. So you'll start to see now that I've got my photos there, you'll see why I've gone for a bit of a galaxy type theme today. My photos are pictures of some Lego creations from my nephew, and this was a full-on piece of art. He and some other family members pulled these together, created these wonderful scenes to actually sit all the made Lego Star Wars design. So there's some characters there, there's some ships and things like that, and they had a full-on silver backing and gorgeous photo behind them, and it really looked amazing. So just celebrating that wonderful love of Lego for this one. So for the cut file, what I did is I have used the Cocoa Vanilla Legendary Collection, and I've gone for the tone-on-tone colours because I wanted to bring in that sort of Lego feel, I guess, and those colours that you get with Lego, and those bold colours, the yellows and the oranges and the blues. I have given it a little bit of sparkle though, and I found deep in my stash, I have no idea how long I've had this, I had some silver cardstock. I don't even remember ever purchasing that. It's not something I normally have, but I thought would be great to have a shiny silvery face there just to add a little bit more shine and to tie back to the splatters that I'd put on the page. I did pop the cut file up on foam, and I've left the photos sitting flat against the cardstock. With that modelling paste there, or the colour paste, it did give a little bit of lift anyway. So the photos are sitting up slightly, but I wanted them to be able to tuck under the cut file, so the cut file could really be a strong contender on the page as well. So I'm just using some a really simple title for this one. I really felt I'd made such a busy background. I've really kept the embellishing to a really bare minimum, certainly for me. And I've kept it just to adding in some more of the stars, which is part of the ephemera pieces from the Cocoa Vanilla collection. And I popped a few of these things up on foam every once in a while around the page, but I didn't really feel it needed all of them to be lifted up on foam. So there's just a few there just to add some extra interest to the page. But not every star actually has foam underneath it. So one tip I will always try to mention, I try to remember to mention this when you're doing mixed media, you'll see there that I'm using some wet glue. This is a fine liner bottle. I've only been using a fine liner bottle for a few months with the Scotch tacky glue. I'm not sure I'm convinced yet. I find it really hard to squeeze out. Maybe it's just me, but I'm still persevering and seeing how that goes because it does stick very, very well on the page. Certainly when you're doing mixed media, I would absolutely recommend using some form of wet glue, or it will absolutely lift up, particularly if you've used gesso on the page. Although I didn't do that for this particular layout because I knew I wasn't going to use a lot of water on this particular page. But certainly when you've used mousse and things like that, you do need to have a little bit of extra hold other than just normal tape adhesive. Well, I find that anyway. So I do finish off the layout just with that little tag there at the top, which is the fun there. My title, I think, is from some pink fresh letters that I've just got sitting in my stash. And I cut out some of those larger stars from the collection. I cut them in half and I do pop those up on some foam just to give them some lift off the page, just around the layout, the photos as well. I finish off with some inking around the edges. And that pretty much finishes my layout for today. I have got some close-ups for you. In the description box below, I will put all the details of where you can find the cut file and the store, and also the link to the Facebook group. We love it if you come and share what you're up to in the headquarters group over on Facebook. It is a great, encouraging group. We love to see what you're getting up to, so make sure you join us over there as well. As always, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I would love it if you liked and subscribed if you're not already a subscriber, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.